It's Carlow against Wexford in the Tailteann Cup. Earlier on, by the way, in soccer in the Carlow Cup semi-final, Pats beat Hanover Harps by 3-1, so they will now face New Oak or Fiax in the final. New Oak playing pretty much as we speak against Evergreen in the O'Neills.com Leinster Junior Cup. You can hear that game live and uninterrupted on KCLR online. We're live on air at the moment. It's Carlow taking on Wexford in the Tailteann Cup, and a big win for Carlow if they can get it here today. Kilkenny taking on Dublin at 3 o'clock in UPMC Nolan Park, and that game will be live on the Kilkenny frequency. But for now, you're with Carlow against Wexford in the Tailteann Cup, live on KCLR thanks to Dan Morrissey and co. We'll also keep an eye on the Premier League, where it's now Nottingham Forest 1, West Ham United 0. Gibbs White with that goal. And in the Leinster Ladies Football Championship final, they're in injury time at the end of the first half. Louth 7 points, Carlow 2 points. Maria Kinsella and Bernard Horahan on commentary with us here. We'll go through the teams when we get the chance. But the ball is in and the game is on. It's Mark Fury who takes it. His brother Johnny is in goal today. Colin Byrne is getting on the ball there. Colin Byrne goes forward and gives it to Dara Foley. Dara Foley, who kicked a point last week and who had a great comeback. Carlow galloped down towards that 20-metre line. Conor Doyle goes outside. It's a beautiful sunny day, which is good in one way, it's bad in another, because it makes those Carlow jerseys white numbers on a multicoloured jersey very difficult to see. Here's the unmistakable Ross Dunphy. Dunphy inside the 45, Dunphy inside the D, Dunphy left-footed shot, Dunphy looking for a good start for his team, and he has got it. Ross Dunphy picking up where he left off last week. Carlow 1 point, Wexford no score. We've got 43 seconds gone, Maria. That's how you start a game of football.
Yeah, really classy score by Ross, and I suppose we're probably used to seeing him maybe sit into full forward line and be on the receiving of pop passes in, but his work rate last week against Fermanagh was colossal. Huge transition player for them, and a great start for him here today.
Dara Brooks kicks it out. It's fumbled by Wexford, and Carlow take it up just outside the 45. It's Mikey Bambrick. Mikey Bambrick is being followed all the way. Bambrick gets a shot away, but he was unbalanced. He was being fouled, much to his credit. He knew the free was coming anyway. So it's a free into Carlow from between the D and the arc, and it's just to the right of centre, and it's a very scoreable position. Still playing in the first half in Mullingar in the Leinster Ladies final. Louth 7 points, Carlow 2 points, a latest score there. Carlow 1 point up here against Wexford, but they have this free from just inside the arc. It's a really, really, really warm day, which is great for players and bad for players, Maria, if that sentence makes sense.
Oh, it's great. Like, it's just such a championship feel to it here. Like, and it is, like, the grass is looking, the pitch is looking really well, considering there's 2 games yesterday as well. Hydration
over the last couple of days, I imagine, for the players. Kevin Murphy from Rathvilly about to take the free. He's spinning the ball around his waistline like Jalen Brunson of the New York Knicks, the Knicks who beat the Celtics in the playoffs over the last couple of days. Kevin Murphy onto the left foot. Kevin Murphy, has he hooked that one over, or has it gone slightly to the keeper's left and wide? No, Kevin Murphy has put it over, and Carlow lead by 2 points to no score with 2 minutes gone in this game. Bernard, that's a good strike by Kevin Murphy.
Yeah, look, the slight breeze there probably favouring Wexford, so it's a brilliant start by Carlow. I just remember last week there, I think we converted 5 2-pointers, which is a big part of our game, with big kickers, so hopefully that will come to fruition today. 33
minutes gone in the TG Cahir Leinster Ladies final. Still Louth 7 points, Carlow 2 points. Carlow coming forward here, punched up towards the 45, taken I think by Mikey Bambrick. Mikey Bambrick goes outside to Conor Doyle. Conor Doyle racing forward down the left hand side, gives it to a man on the overlap on the terrace side. He makes his way down towards the Dublin road end, gives it back to Dara Foley. Dara Foley, sensible as always, doesn't give it away. It's squeezed into John Murphy. Murphy up to the 20. Murphy, left footed shot. Murphy! Has it climbed over? Yes, it has. I thought for a second it had gone wide. This is an excellent start by Carlow, who are really pressing up, and Joe Murphy is on the sideline and he's telling his players, go after them, go after them, go after them. 7 points for Louth, 2 points for Carlow. That is the half-time score in the Leinster Ladies Football Final. Carlow 3 points, Wexford no score, 3 minutes gone in this game. Maria Kinsella.
Super start for the Carlow boys, and it's all coming from winning the Wexford kick-out. You know, they're after turning over 2 Wexford kick-outs in a row and 2 points from them, so absolutely fantastic start here, and we need to build upon it.
Ideally, we would have brought you that Carlow Ladies game today, but it was scheduled for almost the exact time as this, so it just made it very difficult. John Perry kicking it inside the 45. It cannons off the Carlow player there. Does it go out over the line and out for a line ball? It does, but in favour of Carlow. John Perry of Asca, he's had some injury issues over the last year or so, but it's great to see him back. He's such an important player for this team, isn't he, Bernard? And I say that even though he hasn't played a whole pile for them, but you can see his role already in this team and how important already he is in this team.
Yeah, in fairness, Mike proved 2 years ago, seen something in this young man, so he's a fine athlete, great man to get up off the ground and win that high ball as well. So Joe hasn't played full back at the moment, and he's really fitting in well, and it's a great find by Joe, in fairness, in the background team.
It was indeed. Mark Fury coming forward, getting it outside, a looping run by a Carlow player just outside the 45. Coming in to join the attack is Colin Byrne. Colin Byrne up towards the 45, inside the Wexford half. Kevin Murphy on the ball now. This game has been played almost entirely inside that Wexford half, by the way. Down 2-12, clear 5 points, 3 minutes to half time in that game. I think you both know where my eyes really want to go to. It's the hurling, and Tipperary 11 points, Waterford 1-7, 23 minutes gone in that game in third as Kyle Nolan has it. Kyle Nolan gives it off to Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy trying to break the arc. Sean Murphy goes outside, and it's a good play by Carlow. Mikey Bambrick, will he burst off from a standing start? No, he kind of shuffles off to the left hand side, kicks it over to the terrace side. The terrace side, which is decked in sunshine today. Carlow trying to run it up to the D. The ball is poked inside. It was misread, I'm afraid, and Dara Brooks comes out to collect it. By the way, for Carlow, it's Johnny Fury in goal, Paddy MacDonald, Mark Fury and Colin Byrne across the full back line, John Perry, Niall Hickey and John Murphy across the half back line, with Kyle Nolan and Conor Doyle in midfield. Ross Dunphy, Dara Foley and Mikey Bambrick are the half forward line, while Conor Crowley, Kevin Murphy and Sean Murphy are the full forward line. For Wexford, Dara Brooks between the sticks, Michael Furlong, Gavin Sheehan, Liam O'Connor in the full back line, Owen Porter, Owen Nolan, Martin O'Connor in the half backs, Liam Coleman and Niall Hughes in midfield, Horrick Hughes, Sean Pettit, Mark Rossler in the half forward line, Kevin O'Grady, Tom Byrne and Sean Nolan in the full forward line. And here is Sean Nolan getting a shot away but dragging it wide from the 20 metre line, right hand side into the scoreboard end. 5.5 minutes gone, live on KCLR thanks to Dan Morrissey and co. Carlow 3 points, Wexford no score. And you know what, in the busyness of the pre-game chat, I forgot to tell you about the Detail Menswear Man of the Match prize. You can text our Infinite Energy text line with the words Man of the Match. The text line is 083 306 9696. And if you text Man of the Match, then we'll enter your name into the draw for the Detail Menswear Man of the Match prize, which is a €50 voucher for Detail Menswear, High Street, Kilkenny and Potato Market, Carlow. Coming forward is Sean Nolan. Sean Nolan goes back outside the 45. Mark Rossiter has it. Rossiter kicks it into the corner to a Wexford man who's being followed by John Perry. That Wexford man is Tom Byrne. Tom Byrne bounces the ball, still inside the 45, gets it outside to Liam Coleman. Liam Coleman has a runner with him. Liam Coleman goes short with the fist pass, winding up and having a go as Owen Nolan. This one's up in the sky, it's travelling, it might drop in or around the sticks, or has it gone over for a two? Well, that's a fantastic two from Owen Nolan. Well, Carlow now lead by one, and that's the beauty and the horror of the 2-pointers. It can chip away your lead even quicker than your lead would have been chipped away before. Carlow 3 points, Carlow 3 points, Wexford 2 points. And we've got 6.5 minutes gone in this game, Maria Kinsella.
Yeah, you have kind of recognised a good score when it comes along, and that shot by Owen Murphy way outside the 2 metre or the 2-point arc was a beauty of a shot and sailed over for them, and it's actually what Wexford needed. But it's important Carlow here now win this kick out, which they've failed to do, and Wexford are back building again.
Tipperary 13 points, Waterford 1-7, 26 minutes gone in third. Don't forget at 3 o'clock Kilkenny take on Dublin. We're splitting the frequency at 2:45. Sean Nolan tries to split the post, receives the ball just outside the 20 metre line, turns and kicks lead in the middle of the pitch. That was good play, a good delivery and a good finish by the Horswood man at 3 points apiece, Bernard, with 7 minutes gone in the game.
Yeah, great response by Wexford in fairness there. That 2-pointer was fantastic. He was way away, plenty on it, so he had him there. Sometimes with the 2-pointer is a good suggestion that the lead just disappears fairly quick, so it's even Stevens so far, 7.5 minutes gone.
Johnny Fury from the 20 metre line takes the kick out, booms it out to the left hand side, the terrace side. Can Carlow get hands on it? Wexford have got on top regards the kick out and regards possession and territory in the last couple of minutes, but they lose the ball there. It's a line ball to Carlow just inside their own 45, terrace side of the ground. And what a place the terrace is to be today. You'd want the sun cream and the hat and maybe even a deck chair and a cocktail.
Yeah, I think a few...
Oh no, it's been kicked away by Carlow. It's been intercepted by Mark Rossiter. Rossiter gives it to a runner. He's scarpering up towards the 45. Maybe it's the white boots, but he looks fast. Oh Nolan receives it back. Oh Nolan outside the 20 metre line. What a tackle that was by Sean Murphy, who knocks the ball from the Wexford man's possession, and Carlow turned it over.
Well, that's one way to put a stop to a gallop from Nolan, but Sean Murphy just absolutely came in perfectly timed, got the ball, dispossessed it and turned it over, and Carlow now are on our own half-back line rebuilding.
John Perry kicks it along inside his own 65, kicks it square to Kyle Nolan. Kyle Nolan breaches the broken white line. Carlow looking to work it through. It's Mikey Bambrick who comes back to the 65, then gives it off to Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy solos, carries, has to be careful with the steps. Sean Murphy still going forward up towards the 45, takes a tackle there from Kevin O'Grady, and Sean Murphy is down holding his pace. Play continues here. Coming forward is Niall Hickey. Niall Hickey goes outside. It's a good ball into the hands of Kevin Murphy. Murphy, can he get a shot away? No, he can't, but he does hang on to the ball, and he does keep his composure, and then he gives it off to John Murphy, who's already scored 1 in this game. Murphy goes outside. Carlow looking to carry it off the wing. They're just outside the Wexford 45. A solo, a run, a surge, a Bambrick coming forward. Mikey Bambrick gets the shot away from just outside the D. It'll be 1 if it goes over, but it drifts off to the keeper's left and wide. And after 9 minutes, it remains Carlow 3 points, Wexford 3 points. Don't forget Louth 7-2 up in the TG Cahir Leinster Ladies Football Final. We'll be crossing over to UPMC Nolan Park at 2:45. That's when we'll be splitting this frequency. 3 points for Carlow, Wexford 3 points. 10 minutes gone in this game. Kicked out by the goalkeeper Dara Brooks. Dara Brooks lands it on the broken white line, and there's a foul on a Carlow man, and it's a free in. It's cushioned forward by Conor Doyle. Down the line it goes to Ross Dunphy. Ross Dunphy, who's already scored 1. Ross Dunphy outside that 2-point arc. Ross Dunphy carries it up to the 20-metre line. Dunphy might have to do it all by himself, or he's got to turn back and away from goal. But a ball squeezed through. Carlow inside the square. Can they get the shot away? The shot comes. Oh, it's off the crossbar. It cannons off the crossbar. Oh, they were so unlucky there. Didn't quite see who it was, but Carlow really unlucky not to get a goal through Conor Crowley, who did everything right. He smacked the ball with great force and it rebounded off the crossbar. He was so unlucky. Now Wexford come forward. Wexford 3 points, Carlow 3 points. Somehow is what the score remains. Here comes Liam Coleman. Liam Coleman up past the 45. Liam Coleman solos up to the edge of the arc. Liam Coleman gives it to a runner who runs into a tackle and goes to ground. He ran into the player and went to ground. Now the arms were up from the player, which is why maybe the ref gave the free, so he was kind of caught by it a little bit. And when you're down there and it's happening in real time, it can be quite hard to make these decisions, whereas we're removed from it. But it is a free for Wexford, when maybe, Maria, it shouldn't have been.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it should have been. And this is just going to be a huge swing. We need to slot those goal chances. We're not going to have that many of them today. Wexford doesn't give them up that easily. And when we do get them, we need to be clinical up front. And, you know, they're the differences between winning against a top-class team like Wexford here. But that's slotted over by Wexford. Or
no, it isn't.
Right. Justice.
Yeah, justice has been done. Sean Nolan, he's a sportsman, kicked it wide on purpose, I bet. Sean Nolan kicked it wide, and he put his face into his hands as soon as he did, because he knew he should have been putting that one over. 11 minutes gone, 3 points apiece. Excellent kick out by Fury, and taking and going is Paddy MacDonald, who can really move. Paddy MacDonald up towards his own 65, gives it back to Conor Doyle. Conor Doyle shovels it into the middle, and Mikey Bambrick. Mikey Bambrick is inside his own 65, and Mikey Bambrick fists it out to John Perry. They don't look like they're going to panic here today, Carlow, do they, Bernard? It's a composed start by them.
It is indeed. We would have witnessed that last week in Fermanagh there. Their game management, I suppose, is something that I will be questioning over the years, but it was fantastic. So there's a lot of thought and effort gone in, I'd say, in the back home. When you have the ball, be responsible and just take your time and try and build up for the score.
Carlow trying to build up here. A ball rebounds off a Carlow player, but luckily for them, they're able to collect it. I think that's Conor Crowley on the far side. Conor Crowley's inside the 20, inside the 13. Conor Crowley up against Gavin Sheehan. Conor Crowley brings it out to a kinder angle. Shot from just outside the 13-metre line. Oh, what a score that was by Conor Crowley from Palatine. 4 points Carlow, 3 points Wexford. We've got 12 minutes gone, and that was excellent from Crowley. And I won't say he needed that moment. He was unlucky with that goal chance a couple of minutes ago, but it's nice for him to get a score just minutes after that ball cannoned off the crossbar.
But that attack actually started with him. He came out from the full forward line. He got the ball, received on top of the D, worked it back out to Dara Foley, received the pass, and then took the shot on and slotted it over, and it was a great score.
Fantastic score. So it's Carlow who lead by 4 points to 3 here after 12 and a half minutes. Tipperary 15 points, Waterford 1-8, 4 minutes to go to half time in that game. Elsewhere, it is Leitrim 1-12, Sligo 8 points, 45 minutes gone in that Tailteann Cup encounter. London leading Westmeath 1-3 to 5 points approaching half time, and Clare trailing against Down 2-14 to 1-5. There's 41 minutes gone there. Cavan 2 points to no score up against Mayo at those two games in the All-Ireland series. Now Wexford unfortunately have lost a man, and you don't want to see any player going off injured early in the game, well at any stage in the game. But unfortunately for Wexford,
Coleman, no?
and he'd be a huge loss.
No, Liam's over there on the far side.
Well, unfortunately for Wexford, they've got to change their plans. Why you have a squad. You're pointing out there, Bernard, that Rory Martin is coming in, as always, the eagle-eyed Bernard, and it's unfortunate for the lad who's being brought off. And of course, the way the championship is it's pretty quick fire, so he's now really in danger of missing out next week as well. And it's Gavin Sheehan, their fullback. He's a huge loss, isn't he?
He surely is. Yeah, I think he just picked up a bit of a dead leg, and just unfortunate for Wexford, but hopefully it's a good one for Carlow, hopefully.
13.5 minutes gone in the first half. Carlow 4 points, Wexford 3 points. This game on KCR brought to you by Dan Morrissey and Co. Don't forget, you don't have to guess the man of the match anymore to enter the detailed menswear competition. You just have to text the words man of the match along with your name and address to our Infinite Energy text line 083 306 9696. And if we pull your name out of the hat, you could win a €50 voucher with thanks to Detailed Menswear, Potato Market Carlow and High Street Kilkenny. Kevin O'Grady racing down the right hand side. O'Grady on that far side, on the terrace side, thinks about passing, but instead hooks it with the left. That'll be a good score if it goes over from O'Grady. Oh, it has. He went at pace. He went down the right and dropped it onto the left from a tight angle. 4 points each between Wexford and Carlow. 14 minutes gone in this Tailteann Cup encounter, Bernard.
Yeah, in fairness, they're both forward lines. They're looking at the backmen and they're taking them on, and that's what you want. You don't want them coming back out playing simple balls. So, and it's great for entertainment, I suppose, just to see them taking them on and going for scores, not for the classic score.
Okay, well, we're about to split the frequencies here on KCLR. Carlow against Wexford will continue on the Carlow frequency where it's 4 points apiece with 14 minutes gone. Online you can listen to New Oak against Evergreen in the Leinster Junior Cup, that's in soccer. But right now if you're in Kilkenny or you click on the Kilkenny stream on the app or website, you listen to the build-up and live commentary of Kilkenny against Dublin in the Leinster Senior Hurling Championship from UPMC Nolan Park. Your commentary team and your analysis team are Eddie Scally, Taggy Fogarty, Michael Walsh and Brendan Hennessy. Here in Carlow, we'll continue with Carlow against Wexford in the Tailteann Cup. Carlow coming forward, they're just inside the Wexford 65. The ball is kicked over to the right hand side and it's found its way into the middle to Ross Dunphy. Dunphy off to Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy breaches the D. Sean Murphy trying to shrug off the defender. Sean Murphy is up to the 20 metre line and he wins the free in just through sheer bloody mindedness and hard running. A free into Carlow right in front of the Wexford sticks, deep inside the Wexford territory.
Yeah, the choo-choo train took off there and took a little bit of stopping, and look, I've been really impressed by Sean over this year, and especially against Fermanagh. He probably realises shooting isn't his natural forte. He's willing to pass it off now. He's getting the shooters on the team around the arc onto the ball, and he's after just the panic he creates when he attacks.
Yes.
Defences, I say, must absolutely hate to see him powering down on them. But a good free here for Carlow.
Still Nottingham Forest 1, West Ham 0. That in the Premier League, 31 minutes gone. Are we about to tell you about a score change? Here we are. Kevin Murphy kicks his second, the left foot over the crossbar into the Dublin road end. 16 minutes gone in the first half. And Carlow lead by 5 points to 4 in the Tailteann Cup. Bernard, that was a good piece of play from Carlow. An easy free to put over, well, as easy as a free can get. But to create it, to get it, and how they won it, that was impressive.
Yeah, Sean Murphy, in fairness to him, when he drives it in defence, it just causes problems. And the only one way, you have to foul him really to stop him. And a fantastic free kick. He's on form the last two games.
He certainly is. Carlow have intercepted the Wexford kick out. They have it between the 65s. Comes to Ross Dunphy. Ross Dunphy in the turquoise boots. Solos, has a man outside. That's Niall Hickey. Niall Hickey thought about shooting, instead goes with the pass. They're kind of working a necklace of passes here. It's Kevin Murphy who has it. Murphy juggles it back to Ross Dunphy. Ross Dunphy gives it back to Kyle Nolan. Kyle Nolan between the 65 and the 45. Fists it out, continues his run, wants to get it back, but he brings the marker with him and it opens up a gap for Mikey Bambrick. Bambrick then gives it back to Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy running straight down the throat of the Wexford defence, and he could just as easily have got the free as have given the free away there. And Maria, the ref judges him to have taken too many steps.
Yeah, I think that was a very tight one. I would have come in 50-50 on the free, but here is Wexford tap and go and attacking that pace.
Shane Pettit carries the ball over the Carlow 45. He's policed heavily by Conor Doyle. Gives it off there to Martin O'Connor. Martin O'Connor outside the arc. He's tugged back by Sean Murphy. Sean got away with one there. No, he didn't, because the ref is playing advantage. It comes to Tom Byrne. Tom Byrne looks to kick the equaliser for Wexford, and he has. Tom Byrne makes it 5 points apiece with 17.5 minutes gone in this game. Live on KCLR with thanks to Dan Morrissey and co. Maria Kinsella.
Yeah, 5 points apiece, 17 minutes in. I think it's been a good and steady start from Carlow. They're definitely competitive and in this game, and very quick out of the traps. But Wexford have clawed them back, particularly that impressive 2-pointer from O'Nolan. But it'll be interesting to see how we progress now in the second quarter of this half.
Colin Byrne unfortunately has fumbled the ball that was kicked to him by the goalkeeper. It's a line ball to Wexford just outside the 20-metre line. The team's emerging in Mullingar for the second half of the TG Carr Leinster Junior Ladies Final. Louth leading 7-2 there. The ball is worked to Sean Nolan. Sean Nolan kicks it from inside the D, and Wexford don't get the point. It was wide. 18 minutes gone. A let off for Carlow. Carlow 5 points, Wexford 5 points.
Yeah, very disappointing shot there from Tom Murphy, definitely within range, and you just can't leave a forward of his quality free within the D either. I think, you know, we might just need to tighten up a little bit. Wexford loved that little pop pass into that full forward line, and we're just maybe a yard or two behind the full forward line, and we're not really playing from the front.
Yeah, 100% there. There's actually too much space in there for my liking, to be honest. And Carlow just need to tighten it up, and probably the free they took earlier on and that opportunity, there are 2 missed opportunities for Wexford, and so they are playing with a strong breeze, but you know, Carlow really just need to tighten up in them little areas and keep themselves in the game for half an hour.
Ball kicked into the corner forward. Sean Nolan has it. Sean Nolan has already kicked one. He missed one there that maybe he should have got. He'll have another chance here. Maybe he's looking for more. Gets up to just outside the square, right hand side, and fists it over. It was the right option. 2 points for Sean Nolan, and Wexford with a 1 point lead. Wexford 6 points, Carlow 5 points. 19 minutes gone in this game in the first half. Live in Netwatch Cullen Park in the Premier League. It is still 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. There's 34 minutes gone in that game. Earlier on, Everton beating Southampton by 2-0. And don't forget, the Leinster Junior Cup final is live now on KCLR online, and you can listen to that via the links that we put up on social media and via the website, but we'll keep you in touch with that game as well. It's New Oak 0, Evergreen 1. There's 19 minutes gone in that game. Ethan Phelan with the goal for Evergreen. So Evergreen lead by 1-0 against New Oak in the O'Neills.com Leinster Junior Cup final. That game going on in Bunclody. So KCLR went to Wexford, and Wexford came to KCLR. That, of course, for the Gaelic football. And Wexford have it now through Shane Pettit. Shane Pettit between the 65s kicks it out to Niall Hughes. Niall Hughes takes it and moves down the park. Outside of him is Owen Nolan. Owen Nolan receives it at the arc. Owen Nolan winds up. He's going for 2, but he gets under it, and it's going to be an up and under rugby style with Wexford leading by 1. It breaks to a Wexford forward. He pushes it outside rather than in. The referee was playing advantage on his knees at the moment, this Niall Hughes. So it will be a free to Wexford, and the ref is having a chat with Sean Murphy.
Yeah, Sean just probably needs to be a little bit careful here, but we were very lucky that Owen Murphy actually shot on point there, because he had an ocean of space in front of him if he took it on, and it's a yellow card for Sean, and he's just going to have to manage himself now. It's very early for him to be picking up a yellow card.
Half time in the hurling in Munster. Tipperary 16 points, Waterford 1-10 at 4 o'clock. Limerick take on Cork on the Kilkenny frequency of KCLR right now. Kilkenny taking on Dublin. The build up to the game continuing. It starts at 3 o'clock, but we'll keep you up to date with scores from that match. Brooks was here, as they say in the Shawshank Redemption. Brooks is there at the moment regarding the Carlow 45. He's about to take the free from about 15-20 metres in off the stand. The shadow stretching a little bit off the stand, but not too much. That'll obviously grow throughout the day, but at the moment Brooks is standing in the sunshine. Can he put this one over? He chips it with the right boot. It's going to drop inside the square, and Perry gets it under control. Really good defending by John Perry. He runs out to the left hand side. He's fouled by Kevin O'Grady. Free out for Carlow. Wexford 6, Carlow 5. 21 minutes gone in the first half. Maria Kinsella.
Yeah, Perry was like a basketball player there, out-jumped anyone around him by the foot and went up and won that ball. And now I think Carlow just a little bit short on options, working this out. We're going back to the goalie, Johnny Fury, and we're just going to work this out around the left-hand side wing.
Carlow, who looks so comfortable, Bernard, working the ball out, and maybe it's because I've been watching a lot of NBA late in the night in the last couple of days. I'm a bit obsessed with it, but they kind of look, and I mean this in a complimentary sense, like a basketball team at times.
Yeah, look, I think the whole thing is so hard to get possession, and you work hard to get it back. So when you have it, you don't want to be giving away cheap possession. And you would have seen here over many games, oppositions just kicking the ball away for the sake of enforcing stuff. So Joe would have them well coached with the background team. Just be comfortable and relax and hold possession. I suppose a man needs to tell me one time, you move the ball, they can't score. So it's very simple, really, isn't it?
That's it. So Mikey Bambrick, who's back in defence at the moment, might spend a whole lot of time there today, but you never know. Coming forward now is Colin Burley, gives it to John Perry, who breaches the Wexford half. He crosses the 65 up to the Wexford 45, has support runners with him, ships one outside to Kevin Murphy. It's a little bit risky. Murphy takes it, dives, gives the ball back to Perry. It's kicked outside here to Paddy MacDonald. Paddy Mack having a go at Pettit. Paddy Mack up towards the 45, loops the pass off there to Kyle Nolan. Kyle Nolan back down towards the 20 metre line at an angle. Here's Conor Crowley. Conor Crowley inside the big arc, now approaching the D. Crowley squeezes between two Wexford defenders. Is he being fouled there? I think he is. The referee agrees. Free in for Carlow on the 20 metre line inside the D on the right hand side facing the Dublin Road end, and it's a 1 point game. Wexford 6, Carlow 5, 23 minutes gone, but we expect that to change right now.
Yeah, Conor is definitely working very hard today. He's earning everything he's getting out there, and you know, we might have seen other players step up and lead the charge against Fermanagh, but he's definitely doing that today. Probably a little bit quiet from Dara Foley and maybe some of our other forwards. We haven't really seen them on the ball or getting on scoring opportunities, but hopefully Kevin will slot this over and get the game back on a level par.
5 minutes gone in the second half of the TG Carroll Leinster Junior Ladies final in Mullingar. Louth 8, Carlow 2.
8-2, Oisin, is it?
8-2 to Louth. Kicking it over, Kevin Murphy. 3 free kicks for Kevin Murphy, and it's level again. Carlow 6, Wexford 6, 23 minutes gone. And remember, this of course is a round robin game, so it can end in a draw. Look, I'm almost hesitant to say it, but even if Carlow weren't to win today, if they beat Longford next week, they'd still be okay for the group stages. But they want to go through in style, don't they?
Yeah, this is about building momentum and building belief within the squad. And if you're going out there and putting in a performance, that's great. You want to be getting results, particularly for a manager. We're after trying to hope that Wexford pick up a hell of a lot today.
There's nothing wrong with their work rate. John Perry has it, gives it up towards the 65. Carrying it forward now is Niall Hickey. Niall Hickey of Kildavin Clonegall inside the Wexford 65, soloing, kind of travelling diagonally across the park, gives it off to Conor Doyle. Conor Doyle bounces. Conor Doyle sticks the shoulders down and gives it off to Ross Dunphy. Ross Dunphy just inside the Wexford 45. He's policed heavily, can't get a shot off, gives it to Dara Foley. No surprise that they're minding Dara Foley, our Wexford, so he won't be able to get shots off too easily. Maybe when the game opens up. Mikey Bambrick cuts inside the Wexford defence. Mikey Bambrick up to the 20 metre line. Still Bambrick goes. Bambrick from an incredibly tight angle, and he's unlucky. It's pushed by the keeper away, and then it's gone wide. Now did it go wide off a Carlow fist or a... Yeah, okay. Well, because I kind of shouted there and didn't actually give you a coherent explanation of what happened as it happened, Mikey Bambrick cut down the right hand side. He had 3 Wexford men hanging off him. As he was falling off to his right, he kicked it with his right. It looked like it was going to go over. It was certainly on target, but then it dropped short. The Wexford goalkeeper, David Brooks, got up, pushed it away, but someone got something on it from the Wexford point of view to guide it out wide. So it was a very close call. Wexford give away the 45. Could have been a lot worse for them. And Carlow have the chance to kick themselves in front here. 6 points apiece, 25 minutes gone in this game. Unfortunately, Louth have scored a goal against Carlow. So it's now Louth 1-8, Carlow 3 points, 37 minutes gone in the Leinster Junior Ladies football final in Mullingar. Unfortunately, that game was timed to coincide with this one, so it made bringing you live coverage of it quite difficult, but we will be following Carlow in the All-Ireland series. Look, the thing is same as Carlow and Kilkenny yesterday in the Camogie, the Leinster and Provincial Championship is not their primary focus. The All-Ireland series is. So when it comes to the All-Ireland, don't worry, we'll be on top of that. Conor Doyle is on top of this for Carlow. He's got the 45 to the right of centre. The breeze is against him actually, but he'll still have the distance surely. Conor Doyle, that's straight as a die. That's fantastic from Conor Doyle. And Carlow through Conor Doyle go in front by 7 points to 6, so we've got 26 minutes gone in the first half.
Yeah, very good 45 by Conor there, and look, we know from last week he's well capable of popping over a few 2-pointers as well, and we're probably going to need that from him in the second half. But look, to a point up 26 minutes in, we would have taken that at the beginning of the game. Still
Evergreen 1, New Oak Boys 0, 26 minutes gone in the O'Neills.com Leinster Junior Cup final in Gaelic football. Elsewhere, down 2-17, Clare 1-6 is a half-time score. 25 minutes gone between Mayo and Cavan. It's 3 points apiece there. Elsewhere in the Tailteann Cup, Leitrim 1-14, Sligo 1-14, and Wexford are coming forward here. The ball finds its way to Mark Rossiter. He's up towards the 13. Rossiter flicks it outside. It's Kevin O'Grady. O'Grady turning and jinxing and tossing it over the crossbar when it actually opened up for him. So it's a let off for Carlow. Kevin O'Grady fists it over when really he should have kicked it into the back of the net. I know it's very easy for me to say that from up here, but with 27 minutes gone in the first half, Carlow 7 points, Wexford 7 points is the latest score.
Yeah, a bit of a scramble of defence there by Carlow after a quick attack by Wexford, but actually quite impressed by Paddy McDonald where he actually got his body into position there. It cut off the goal chance and forced Wexford to hand pass it over.
Half time in London, Westmeath 8 points, London 1-3. And in the hurling, as we told you, half time in Munster Championship, Tip 16 points, Waterford 110. Getting underway very shortly in the Joe McDonagh Laois against Kildare game that does have relevance for Carlow. Carlow play Laois next Saturday at 2 o'clock. Obviously that game will be live on KCLR. Here comes Conor Doyle, goes outside, finds his man. His man is Kevin Murphy, who's outside the arc. Kevin Murphy trying to get inside Owen Porter. Kevin Murphy solos it, tries to set it dummy, then has to go back outside, and it's a good take by Kyle Nolan. Kyle Nolan goes to Dara Foley. Dara Foley, who just exudes calm, doesn't he, Bernard? I mean, he adds something to this team, and Joe Murphy has talked about that he's very vocal, but even on the pitch he's a leader, and you can see it. We'll come back to that point in a minute, because Carlow trying to weave forward to Conor Crowley. He goes back outside. They thought about a 2-point shot. Here's Mikey Bambrick. He might fancy one. Mikey Bambrick up towards the edge of the arc. Mikey Bambrick fists it back outside. Carlow bring it inside the arc, thought about a shot, then brought it forward a little bit further. Conor Crowley up to the 20-metre line. His reach of goal is shut down, but he stays calm and gives it to Foley, who gives it to Bambrick, and Bambrick gets inside up to the 20. Bambrick is going. Bambrick inside the square again. Bambrick shot! Oh, it's off the crossbar again for the second time in this game. Carlow have hit the crossbar. Desperately unlucky was Mikey Bambrick. Here's Conor Doyle, bringing it along the 20-metre line. Doyle fists it to Kevin Murphy. Kevin Murphy has the goal, and Kevin Murphy hits the woodwork, but it bounces down into the path of John Murphy. Murphy is bottled up. He's got a man with him, but Murphy still's going. Murphy shot, blocked down. Not off a foot, I might say. It was well defended by Wexford, and the referee says play on. 7 points apiece. 29 minutes gone, but Bernard Horan, how have Carlow not got a goal?
Yeah, unbelievable. The guys are looking down on Wexford. That's 2 off the crossbar, 2 goal chances, and 2 off the uprights. That's a total of 8 scores for 8 points that we could have on the board. So hopefully in the second half we'll turn the table and we'll get those chances, but we hope we won't come back and have us.
14 minutes gone in Mullingar. Unfortunately, Louth have got a second goal. Louth to a Carlow 3 points, 20 minutes to go in that game. Shane Pettit coming forward. He's up to the 20-metre line. He's dispossessed brilliantly. I think it was Sean Murphy who got back there. What a man Sean Murphy is. Paddy McDowell carries it, gives it off to John Perry. John Perry fists it to centre back Niall Hickey. It was important that Carlow didn't concede a point there, wasn't it?
Yeah, huge, and it looks like Mark Fury is down with a hamstring, and it might have to be called ashore. But look, I got to Division 4 final where Wexford played Limerick in Croke Park. Limerick got their goals by running straight through the heart of Wexford's defence, and we see that we're capable of creating chances. We just need to slot them into the back of the net now.
28 minutes gone. Mayo 4 points, Cavan 3 points. That's the latest score in the All-Ireland series. We're on Fury watch here. Mark as opposed to Johnny. Mark is trying to shake it off. And coming forward now is Conor Doyle. Conor Doyle up to the 45, gives it off to Ross Dunphy. Ross Dunphy inside the D. Ross Dunphy up to the 20-metre line. Still Ross Dunphy goes, trying to shake off the defender. Ross Dunphy is bottled up by 3 Wexford men. He kind of took it down the blind alley there. He was dispossessed. It was good defending, in fairness, by Wexford, who bunched him. They obviously know that they're vulnerable through that central channel area, and they were wary of it there, and they were waiting for Dunphy, and Wexford have won the free inside their own tee.
Yeah, I say it'll be a talking point in the Wexford dressing room at half time, maybe just tightening up those runs coming down. But look, anytime Carlow take on their man against the Wexford defender, they're getting opportunities, and that's where the scoring chances are coming from. We need to see more of that. Ross there, just really unfortunate, went down, probably got bottled up through a narrow, and went to look to turn to his his trusted left foot to get the shot off, and just the ball was snapped away from him.
Louth 2-8, Carlow 3 points, 42 minutes gone in the TG Carr Leinster Junior Ladies Final. Congratulations to Carlow and Kilkenny, who here yesterday won the Leinster Intermediate and Senior Camogie crowns. They both move on to the All-Ireland series now. In the Premier League, when last we heard, Nottingham Forest were leading by 1-0, and they still are. There's 3 minutes to half time there. Wexford get another free, this time just shy of their own 45. Still 0-0 between Brentford and Fulham, only 3 minutes gone there. 2 minutes gone between Leicester City and Ipswich. It's still scoreless. At half 4, it's Arsenal against Newcastle. Ramifications for the Champions League qualifications in that one. Locally last night, Bridge United beat Thomastown United. That in the McCalmont Cup final, the Casey Lawler McCalmont Cup final. It's still 1-0 to Evergreen of Kilkenny against New Oak Boys of Carlow after 31 minutes in the O'Neills.com Leinster Junior Cup final. Padraig Hammond and Shawnee Maguire, 2 local lads scoring goals in the League of Ireland on Friday night. Unfortunately, both of their teams, Waterford and Cork City, lost. Coming forward now, Porrick Hughes. Porrick Hughes up to the edge of the D. Porrick Hughes looking to kick Wexford in front, and he does. Good score by Porrick Hughes. Wexford 8 points, Carlow 7 points, 32 minutes gone. Bernard, that was a good run by Porrick Hughes and a good score.
Yeah, they're just opening up Carlow a little bit there. You just see Carlow just struggling to get back there. Wexford just leading 3 men up front all the time, and there is plenty of space if they lift their head and kick it in. But to be honest, as a Carlow man, I'd be very, very happy going in at half time to just keep it within a point or two, because the breeze is there and we are quite careful to take the 2 points. So I'm looking forward to the next half. Just keep it tight for this half. Can
they do what they're doing, or can they keep doing what they're doing in regards to creating goal chances? Because Wexford will probably shut that avenue off, will they?
Well, they definitely have to go to half time. Defensively, I think they're strong enough, but Carlow, just the pace in there at the moment, and they're lifting their head when they get the ball, which is brilliant. So
Kevin O'Grady sends a dummy to Perry. Kevin O'Grady inside the 20, approaching the 13, chips it over. Good score by Kevin O'Grady. It's Wexford 9 points, Carlow 7 points, 33 minutes gone. Sorry to cut across you, Bernard.
Yeah, great score by Kevin O'Grady. That's his third of the day, so we really want to keep an eye on him. Sort of do.
He's representing the Baldies well today. Fair play to him. He's doing us all proud.
Yeah, you can see the ball. I don't know what, but he's definitely a handful on the far side there, and he is causing problems. And they just need to tighten it up because 3 from players is a big score from any corner forward. So Mark Fury's just down there treating him. He was holding the hamstring. He will be lost to Carlow if he goes off, but he's trying to run it off. But
yeah, that'll be difficult. Running off a hamstring. Yeah. That's a huge loss, Marie, isn't it?
Yeah, huge loss. It's going to be really interesting to see who they're going to put in at full back, because that full forward line of Wexford, Kevin O'Grady and Sean Nolan kicking over points for fun at the moment, and it looks like Kieran Moran's going to be coming in. Kieran Moran's not going to go in full back though. I'd expect Bernard, I'd say he probably would be a reshuffle here.
Yeah, so Kieran will probably come in the centre back, and John Perry will probably come in full back. But yeah, look, we're trying. It's 9 points to Wexford, 7 to Carlow. I think 33 gone, is there?
Yeah.
33 gone, yeah. At half time, by the way, we'll be crossing over to UPMC Nolan Park for commentary of Kilkenny against Dublin. We'll be back for the second half here. Kilkenny taking on Dublin in the Leinster Senior Hurling Championship. Carlow man down at the moment. Another one that is Mark Fury was already down. Kyle Nolan. A brave catch. Dublin 3 points, Kilkenny 2 points with 3 minutes gone in UPMC Nolan Park. As I say, at half time here, we'll do a little bit of analysis, but we will cross over for commentary of the early stages of the first half in that game. And don't worry though, we'll be back well in time for the second half here. Hopefully a second half that will see Carlow get another big victory. They're coming forward again. It's a good run. It looks like, is that Ian Atkinson who's come in? Off it goes to Conor Doyle. Conor Doyle loops it off to Niall Hickey. Niall Hickey on the edge of the D. Gives it to Bambrick. Bambrick only knows one way. Bambrick kicks it and Bambrick puts it over. Brilliant score from the 20-metre line. Kirby's run out to the right hand side and then got into space, chipped it over the crossbar with that trusty right boot of his, and Carlow reduced the gap. 35 minutes gone. Wexford 9 points, Carlow 8 points.
I'd love to see Mikey Bambrick and maybe Sean Murphy in a sprint to see who's actually going to, who would win.
That's Superman against the Flash kind of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just so direct. It's just so direct running from Mikey Bambrick, and he's just slotting them over as well. He has the finish to go with it. But I think that substitution there for Kieran Moore, and that's probably forced Joe Murphy's hand a little bit earlier than he would like. We saw against Fermanagh Kieran coming on and maybe replacing Dara Foley or Sean Murphy when the legs were getting tired. And kind of a like-for-like substitution. So it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to impact the second half game plan as well.
Kildare 1 point leash, no score, 4 minutes gone in that Joe McDonough Cup encounter. A minute gone in the second half in Munster. Tipperary 16 points, Waterford 110, that in hurling. And Dublin 3 points, Kilkenny 2 points is the latest score in the Leinster Senior Hurling Championship game with 5 minutes gone in the first half. Don't forget, we've got a detailed menswear man of the match €50 voucher to give away. All you have to do is text the words man of the match to our Infinite Energy text line, or you can WhatsApp it. 083 306 9696 is the number. And if we pull your name out of the hat a little bit later on, you could win yourself a €50 voucher with thanks to Detailed Menswear. The Dado Market, Carlow and High Street Kilkenny, and because I was doing all that and giving the scores of everything else that was going on elsewhere, Bernard, I missed what happened and why there's a Wexford man down and why there's a stoppage. So you might, if you can, explain it.
Yeah, the centre forward, Shane Pettit, in fairness, he just like he jarred his knee a little bit there when he was trying to turn back to take a tackle. It looks like number 24 for Wexford, Jack Higgins, is going to replace him here, but hopefully he'll be okay. He just gave it a bit of a jar. You could see him pulling straight away, and probably like Mark Fury was picking him up there during the game. So probably it just makes the game a little more even. The fact that Wexford are forced to make a sub so early as well.
So Wexford, who had to make one sub already, as you say, might have to make another one now. A long stoppage within injury time at the end of the first half, and when that happens, it just means we have no clue how much we'll actually play in injury time. 37 minutes gone in the game. Wexford 9 points, Carlow 8 points. That's the score of this game live on KCLR. Dublin 4 points, Kilkenny 2 points with 6 minutes gone in UPMC Nolan Park. That, of course, in the Leinster Senior Hurling Championship. If you want to listen to that game, you can do so now on KCLR's Kilkenny frequency, or you can go to the app and choose the Kilkenny stream, or go to the website and choose the Kilkenny stream. New Oak against Evergreen is live on KCLR online. New Oak trailing 1-0 against Evergreen in that game. Still Nottingham Forest 1-0 up against West Ham. There's 7 minutes of injury time gone at the end of the first half there. In a couple of moments we'll be going over to the Emirates for a preview of Arsenal against Newcastle. Waterford 110, Tipperary 17 points, 4 minutes gone in the second half of that game. Kildare 2 points, Laois no score, 7 minutes gone in the Joe McDonagh Cup encounter. Elsewhere in football, as in aside from what's happening here, Mayo 5 points, Cavan 4 points, 36 minutes gone in that game. That of course in the All-Ireland series. Do you know what they haven't done with that? They haven't actually given that a name. Is it the All-Ireland Championship? Is it the All-Ireland Group Stage? Is it the All-Ireland Series? They're referring to it as the All-Ireland Championship, but it's a very kind of generic and vague name for it. Anyway, it actually changes again next year, so I won't get too wrapped up with it. Down 2-18, Clare 1-6 with 40 minutes gone in the All-Ireland Championship. And in the Tailteann Cup, Sligo 2-19, Leitrim 1-16. There is about a minute of injury time gone in that game. Westmeath 12 points, London 1-3 is the latest score. That in the Tailteann Cup also, and there's 40 minutes gone in that game. It is half time at London Stadium. It's West Ham 0, Nottingham Forest 1. It's a strange time for a stoppage, isn't it? But it can't be helped because there's a Wexford player being carried off now. He's actually being stretchered off, so we wish him well. Again, it's horrible to see players get injured, and let's hope that stretching off is purely a precaution thing. But we will restart and we'll get going again to finish out the first half. The first half that at the moment has Wexford leading by 9 points to 8 Maria Kinsella.
Yeah, just scenes you never want to see on a GA pitch and see someone stretch it off. So we send our best wishes to Shane.
Shane Pettit is who you're referring to there.
Yeah, for a speedy recovery. But I think this is crucial here now. What we don't want is a lapse in concentration and a goal being slotted in before half time. We've done really, really well on Wexford kickouts in the first half, and hopefully that trend will continue here and we actually get a score on the board before we jog in down the tunnel for half time.
Okay, so Shane Pettit has gone off for Wexford, and coming in is Jack Higgins of Castletown. And we get going again with the Wexford kick out. It's been delayed a few minutes this game, but a catch in the middle by Conor Doyle, who got up in the air like an eagle, and Carlow get going quickly. Here's Kyle Nolan fisted inside the 20-metre line. It's an unusual way to control the ball by Conor Crowley, but he kicked it into his own path, and now he has it back up and he gives it inside to Mikey Bambrick. Go on, Mikey, have a go. No, he doesn't this time. He kicks it into the middle and he finds the hands of Kieran Moran of Palatine. Kieran Moran, who came off the bench and played incredibly well last week against Fermanagh. You couldn't actually name someone who didn't play well against Fermanagh last week, to be fair, but he was one of the many that did. Mikey Bambrick inside the arc, approaching the D, goes back outside to Conor Doyle. Conor Doyle might have a goal, then just goes back outside, loops the hand pass to Kyle Nolan. Kyle Nolan gives it to a man who's got his back to the Wexford goal. Now it's Conor Doyle. Conor Doyle, is he fouled? Yes, he is, just outside the arc. He's fouled by O'Nolan. It's a free into Carlow to the right of centre, just outside the arc. 5 minutes into injury time at the end of the first half, and Wexford leading by 1, but we expect that to change right now, Maria Kinsella.
Yeah, I just thought that was a prime example of really good game management. Like, they're going around back and forth around the arc, nothing's actually opening up for them. Connor, which I think I called him Noel a few times last Sunday, and that's from watching his dad as a kid in a Carlow jersey. But he just played for that free really, really well, and hopefully now we'll slap this over Kevin Murphy. Noticing today Kevin's on the frees. I know they're predominantly on the left foot.
Kevin Murphy about to kick it. Kevin Murphy from just outside the arc, middle of the pitch, hangs it up in the sky. Does it draw back in? No, it doesn't. It goes wide, and it remains Wexford 9 points, Carlow 8 points, 41 minutes gone in this game. But we've had a long stoppage within injury time, so there will be a few more minutes to play perhaps. 10 minutes gone in UPMC Nolan Park. Kilkenny 4 points, Dublin 4 points. That in the Leinster Senior Hurling Championship. That's available to listen to right now on KCLR's Kilkenny frequency or the KCLR Kilkenny stream on the app. Wexford are fouled just on their own 45 and they try and move it quickly up the park. Wexford still with it. It's a good piece of movement there from Jack Higgins, who shuffles out to the right hand side. Higgins gets a bit of time, gets a bit of space, gives it up to full forward Tom Byrne, who's come outside the 45. Tom Byrne terrace side, waits for support to arrive, and he's tackled by Mikey Bambrick. And Mikey Bambrick, I thought, won the ball fairly, but the referee says it's a free in. It was one of those situations where he did tackle the man, but he also tackled the ball, and the rule is, and as clear as you can make it, that you have to tackle the ball as opposed to the man, and it's a free into Wexford on the 45, about 5-6 metres in off the right sideline, that being the terrace side for Wexford as they play into the Sugar Factory end in the first half. 42 minutes gone, as I say, a long injury in the first half, and injury time has delayed things a little bit, but Wexford still lead by a point.
Yeah, I think on any other given day that 9 times out of 10 that wouldn't be a free, and I just think it's one of the frustrations. You sit down, you watch a Sunday game and you watch, some of the Sam Maguire games, and that definitely wouldn't have been a free. Dublin Galway last night definitely wouldn't have been a free either. But look, it is what it is. Another stoppage here. I think players are just going to want to get into half time now and get into the tunnel and dressing room and regroup. it's been a lot of stop-start. Another Wexford player down injured. Hopefully doesn't look as bad this time. But just keeping concentration now in these last few minutes when it is so stop-start is crucial.
Could be a costly game for Wexford, who've lost 2 players through injury already. Down at the moment for them is Tom Byrne. He's down just outside the 45. Hopefully for him he'll be able to continue. We're at the stage of the game where maybe you just kind of get to half time and see how he is and then make a decision. Wexford, who have to play Fermanagh next weekend, that's their neutral venue game. Carlow will play Longford next weekend in what is their neutral venue game. Unfortunately for the Carlow ladies, not going too well in the neutral venue of Mullingar. There's 44 minutes gone in that game. It's 2-8, I think, to 3 points. Sorry, 2-8 to 1-3, so 15 minutes to go there. Now 2-8, Carlow 1-3, we've got 15 minutes to go in that game. We'll resume now. David Brooks will take the free from the right hand side, just outside the 45, inside Carlow territory. He's about 10 to 15 metres in off the terrace side, which is bedecked in sunshine today. Brooks, right-footed effort, it's travelling well, but is it travelling over? Luckily for Carlow, it goes to the right and wide, and it remains Wexford 9 points, Carlow 8 points, and that is the half-time score. Bernard, what have you made of the first half?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very tight affair. I think whoever can get in and maybe score that goal and swing momentum in the second half and maybe tag on 2 or 3 2-pointers is going to be in the driving seat for this. They're going to be colossal scores, I think, in this tight game. Don't see any changes in the Carlow team here for second half, and we're just thrown in.
Ball is up in the air and we're underway, and it's Conor Doyle who takes it for Carlow and drives forward up towards the 45. Conor Doyle, he only knows one direction, and just as I say that, he gives it backwards, but they keep the ball. Carlow, it's good play. Dara Foley shoots from just inside the 45, didn't quite catch it right, and David Brooks, the goalkeeper, Dara Brooks, I beg your pardon, comes out to take it and gets it outside to Owen Nolan. Owen Nolan turns and plays it along the 20-metre line. Wexford try and build from the back. Wexford, who've lost 2 players and possibly 3. I'm looking around for Tom Byrne to see if he's still out there, because he was injured at the end of the first half, but they've had an attritional game so far. Wexford coming forward through Owen Porter. Porter carrying it at pace up towards the 45, middle of the pitch, fists it outside, finds Jack Higgins. Jack Higgins takes it just outside the 20-metre line, gives it off to O'Grady. O'Grady, who's already scored in this game 3 times, gives it back towards the 45, and Porrick Hughes kicks it into the path of Liam Coleman. Liam Coleman outside the 45, inside the Carlow half, gives it to Owen Porter. Owen Porter moves it back to Niall Hughes. Niall Hughes up towards the 45, fists it down towards the 20-metre line, offload it there to Niall Hughes. Niall Hughes kicks it up in the air. He was unbalanced as he struck it, but it still might work out for Wexford. The ball breaks on the end line and it's gathered by Kevin O'Grady. O'Grady goes to ground, and O'Grady, has he won the free in? He has, and I have to say, Jeremy Murnan, the referee from Cork, maybe should have consulted his umpires there, because I think that Bernard was, and you know I hate to criticise referees because it's the hardest job in the world, well certainly the hardest job in sport, but was that the right call?
Well, look, Kevin O'Grady was coming strong towards Paddy McDonnell. He just put up his hands to defend himself, and Kevin went to the ground fairly soft. I think it's a soft free himself, but again, look, the referee's doing a good job. He was there in the first half, he was right up the play, and that's just going Wexford a little bit of a good free kick.
And Wexford have kicked it over, and now they lead by 10 points to 8. We've got 37 minutes gone in this game. It is Wexford who lead in this Tailteann Cup encounter, the second match of the group stage. In the other game, Fermanagh well ahead against Longford. Fermanagh, who would have been very disappointed to lose to Carlow last week. They would have expected more from themselves, or maybe it's the wake-up call that they needed. Carlow have won the break in the middle. Here's Kyle Nolan. Kyle Nolan goes outside to Mikey Bambrick. We know where he's going. Mikey Bambrick solos up to the edge of the arc, inside of 20, inside of 13, still going Mikey Bambrick. Squeezed between 2 players, lost the ball, and Dara Brooks, the Wexford keeper, takes it off the ground, legally so according to the referee, and Wexford take the possession. It's just unfortunate, Maria, that he went on a good run, but it ended with nothing.
Yeah, he just ran out of road, and he was well chaperoned there by Wexford number 6, Owen Nolan, but he tried to jink back in to get the ball in his right hand side and just couldn't get inside Nolan. But Carlow, after winning the back net, working really hard in the middle of the field.
Carlow coming forward. Does he need more runners off his shoulder, or people to follow with him, Mikey Bambrick, Bernard, when he's going on those kind of surging runs?
Yeah, I agree with that, but I tell you one thing, he's only very quick to get up off his shoulder, because look at himself from there, Sean Murphy, the two were very, very pacey, and the idea is right to kind of open up a bit of space on Mikey's side to give him that chance.
Ross Dunphy bringing it off the wing. Sorry to cut across. He gets up to 13, threaded through to the hands there of Kieran Moran, who puts it over. Brilliant score by Carlow. Just as we were saying, maybe they need to make smarter decisions on the ball when they're carrying it. They do, and it's a 1-point game. Wexford 10 points, Carlow 9 points, 38 minutes gone. Moran with that score, and with a minute to go to half time in UPMC Nolan Park, Kilkenny 4-10, Dublin 10 points. But here it's a 1-point game. Wexford leading, Bernard.
Yeah, look, in fairness, Carlow really need to contest this ball and really put pressure on him. They did well in the very first half under the breaks, kind of 50-54 teams winning the first share, but for Carlow to push on, they really want to dominate this first 10 minutes.
Dara Brooks puts this one into the air, it's spinning, it's got backspin up towards the 65, the ball breaks, Moran is trying to get there, looked to me like his jersey was being tugged by Pádraig Hughes rescues the possession. Wexford, who got promoted out of Division 4 this year, who probably should have been promoted out of Division 4 last year, and they're coming into the championship with a bit of form and a bit of pedigree. You never know with teams who kind of do what they need to do in the league. Do they take the foot off the gas for the championship? Wexford haven't done that. They opened up with the win against Longford on the opening day, so a win here for them today will guarantee their place in the knockout stages. They launch an effort there from a tight angle to Niall Hughes. It's going to drop in around the Carlow square. It evades everyone, and then a Carlow man gets it on the break. He takes it just outside the 13-metre line. Is that Bambrick away again?
Looks like
Bambrick is fouled and it's a free out.
Yeah, what an engine he has, and quick play up here is the Conor Crowley.
Kyle Nolan onto it now. Kyle Nolan up towards it. I beg your pardon, it's Paddy MacDonald. We were both wrong. Paddy MacDonald goes down the line. Ross Dunphy's out in front trying to turn his man. Gives it back to Dara Foley. Dara Foley pops it back outside to Kevin Murphy. Kevin Murphy gives it to Foley, I think again. Foley kicks it back outside the 45, and now it's Conor Crowley. We were ahead of ourselves, Maria. Conor Crowley has it. He's getting a call from Ross Dunphy to give it, so he gives it to Dunphy. Dunphy to Hickey. Hickey has a go from outside the 45, looking for a two-pointer, and Niall Hickey sinks it. A brilliant two-pointer from Niall Hickey from outside the 45, middle of the pitch. And Carlow lead by 1. Carlow 11, Wexford 10. 40 minutes gone.
Yeah, perfect start to the second half. We saw Niall pop up in the second half in Brewster Park and do that as well, and we're going to need a few more of those as well. But what a great start, unbelievable two-pointer, and game on.
Wexford 10 points, Carlow 11 points here in the hurling. Kilkenny 4-11, Dublin 10 points approaching half time. Conor Doyle intercepts the kick out, gets it down the line to Ross Dunphy. Ross Dunphy just slows it down a little bit. It's the right thing to do. He's on the terrace side, he's between the 45 and the 65. Dunphy carries it slowly inside the 45, gives it off to a man who is hugging the touchline. It's kicked back to Kyle Nolan. Kyle Nolan gives it to Perry. Perry on the 65. Carlow in no rush here. Perry brings it up towards the 45. He's got John Murphy with him. Perry continues his run, gives it off there to Mikey Bambrick. Mikey Bambrick carries up to the edge of the arc, carries up towards the D, has the runner, gives it off to Sean Murphy, who's running straight through. Murphy up to the 13, and Murphy fists it over. He did the right thing, Sean Murphy, because there were so many Wexford bodies between him and the goal. A goal would have been nearly impossible to take from where he was, even though he was in a good position, middle of the pitch on the 13-metre line. He fists it over, and it's Carlow 12 points, Wexford 10 points, 41 minutes gone. Bernard Horahan.
Yeah, fantastic score. Straight down the Dublin, they call it, straight down the centre. He wasn't being stopped at all, and he took the right choice. Just hand passed it over the park. This Carlow got 2 points. But again, this kick out was crucial. Carlow really needed to good Carlow and get in the leading breaks.
Kilkenny 4-12, Dublin 10 points. 2 minutes of injury time gone at the end of the first half in UPMC Nolan Park. You can listen to that game live on the KCR Kilkenny frequency. Sean Murphy is going again. Sean Murphy up towards the 45, gives it inside. It finds its way out to Mikey Bambrick. Mikey Bambrick is winding up and having a goal. Mikey Bambrick from between the D and the arc curls it over. A brilliant right-footed scoring in the Sugar Factory end. Carlow 13 points, Wexford 10 points. 42 minutes almost gone. Maria Kinsley, you like that one?
Yeah, what a start for the second half of the lads here. Like, and all players to leave on their own on the left-hand wing underneath the stand in an ocean of space. You don't want to leave that, Mikey Bambrick. What a shot, really well taken by Sean Murphy. Quick sideline kick to set it all up as well. And we're just turning the Wexford kick out here, and we're doing really well in this in the second half.
Dara Brooks kicks it straight down the middle. It's always the one the keepers go to if the kick out isn't working, and it was the right call because it's caught in the centre of the park, I think, by Liam Coleman. He gives it off there. Is it going to be intercepted? No. It was taken well by Jack Higgins, who uses fleety footwork up to the 45, kicks it down to a man who takes it and tries to turn, and that man is Nolan. Nolan has been stood up by a Carlow defender. Nolan bobs Reeves, gets inside the 13, still going up towards the square, fists it forward, fists it over. Good score by Sean Nolan. Had to work hard for the third of the game. Wexford 11, Carlow 13, 42 minutes gone in the second half. Maria Kinsella.
Yeah, I think that was Dara Foley even tracking back and trying to get a hand in there to cut off the angle there. So look, it's 2 points up in the second half. We've responded, we've gotten back on top, and I think, you know, for the Fermanagh game, we've seen that Carlow lads are actually comfortable leading the game, which hasn't always been the case.
In the second half in the Leinster Junior Cup final, it's still New Oak who trail, I beg your pardon, Evergreen leading New Oak by 1-0 in that game. It's as you were in the Premier League. Wexford coming forward, it's Owen Porter carrying it inside the 45, gives it off to a man who loops his run. Waiting for it there is Jack Higgins. Jack Higgins goes along the 45 inside the Carlow half. Kildare 110, Laois 8 points is a half-time score from the Joe McDonagh Cup. Kildare 110, Laois 8 points. That's a half-time score in the Joe McDonagh Cup. Laois play Carlow next week. Wexford kick it out to the wing. What can they do with it? They're looking for scores. It's Martin O'Connor. Martin O'Connor tries to fist it inside, finds his man on the 13-metre line, but there was nowhere for him to go, so they've got to go back outside to Martin O'Connor, who lays it off to a runner who sprints away from the Carlow goal along the wing, gives it off to Owen Nolan. Owen Nolan has a runner with him, that's Owen Porter. Owen Porter chose not to take it. Owen Nolan gives it to Niall Hughes. Niall Hughes runs onto a bouncing ball, gives it outside here to Jack Higgins. Higgins up towards the edge of the D. Higgins inside. Higgins has to solo and stand and go again, and Higgins recycles to a man in the pocket of space. Now it's Owen Porter. I beg your pardon, Owen Nolan. Owen Nolan kicks it along the arc. Ross Dunphy collides there with Owen Porter, and the referee says it's a free in, even though Owen Porter took it. He tried to run inside Ross Dunphy. Dunphy was just standing there. Porter went down, free in.
I think it was just the fact he might have raised the elbow there. In fairness to Ross Dunphy, just the man kind of side-stepping, just a reaction. But Carlow defended really, really well. They had four attempts probably Wexford to break him down there. But every time they hit the wall and had to come back out with it and recycle it. So excellent defending from Carlow.
72 minutes gone in Thurles in the hurling. Tipperary 126, Waterford 121. Half time in UPMC Nolan Park, Kilkenny 412, Dublin 10 points. The free kick taken by Sean Nolan, who's inside the arc, and Sean Nolan, has he sunk the puck? Yes, he has. The white flag is raised. It's a good score from him. And it's Carlow 13 points, Wexford 12 points, 44 minutes gone. I'm always telling Brendan Hennessy don't be too harsh on referees, yet I've questioned every single one of David Murnan's calls today. In fairness to Bernard, you got it right. And like Ross he tried to get away with it, but I really believe these Carlow lads. I don't think any of them could ever try and trick anyone or deceive anyone on a football pitch. They're good lads. Here's Martin O'Connor coming forward. Solos inside the 45, up to the edge of the arc, gives it off there to Owen Nolan. Nolan with his back to the Carlow goal, loops off. There's a man standing inside the D, completely unmarked. It's Mark Rossler who gets it forward. Could be a goal chance. Oh, it's gone, and it's squeezed in by Martin O'Connor. Fury threw his leg out of it, but he couldn't divert it off the face of goal. Martin O'Connor, who was in or around the 13-metre line, middle of the pitch, took the ball, had a look, went low, rolled it along the ground. Fury got something on it but couldn't keep it out. Wexford lead, Wexford 112, Carlow 13 points, 45 minutes gone. Maria Kinsella.
Yeah, the response here is going to be absolutely crucial from the Carlow lads. We need to get the next score, and that's gone out for a Wexford ball after kick out. That goal opportunity all came from two Carlow men going up to try to win a kick out, not one of them communicating and saying to the other to stay down and win the break. But Wexford here after kicking the sideline ball fairly quickly and on the far side of the pitch now.
House private, 74 minutes gone. Tipperary 128, Waterford 121.
Ooh.
Not over, but I think the result in no doubt. Unfortunately, earlier on, Carlow losing out in the Leinster Ladies football final, 2-8 to 1-7 against Louth. That game went on in Mullingar. Ball kicked over to Liam Coleman, who's just outside the Carlow 45. Wexford, who have been on top in the last couple of minutes, and they've taken their goal chance. Unfortunately for Carlow, they didn't manage to take theirs in the first half. They were unlucky. Both goal chances cannoning off the crossbar. It's overcarried by the Wexford man in the wing, so it's a free out to Carlow. 45 minutes gone. Wexford 112, Carlow 13 points, and heading off is Dara Foley, and coming in is Jamie Clark.
Jamie Clark was coming in there and he was plenty of pace as well. But Carlow just kept trying to sneak there through the way that the number 7 for Wexford just found himself in the space just inside the D, and all he did was keep it
Wexford have run a free just inside their own 65. It's a solo and goal. Down 3-27, Clare 116, a full-time score from the All-Ireland Football Championship. 46 minutes gone in McHale Park. Cavan 1-7. Mayo 9 points is the latest score. Here it's Wexford 112, Carlow 13 points. In the other game in the group, Fermanagh leading Longford by 6, 9 points to 3, approaching half-time in that game. Coming forward now is Niall Hughes, up towards the 45. Niall Hughes on the wing. Still Evergreen 1, New Oak 0 in the Leinster Junior Cup final in Bunclody. You can listen to that online on KCLR. And by the way, you can listen back to Bridge United and Thomastown United from last night on KCLR's Big Game Live podcast. A fantastic break of the ball by a Carlow defender. He's looking to get it back. It's Paddy McDonald who started that move with that brilliant piece of dispossession in the first place. He's squeezed by 2 Wexford players who do dispossess him. It's kicked over to the sideline and out over the line it goes. A line ball to Carlow, but a Wexford man is down. The line ball, if it's given, if it's taken, if it's awarded, will be between the 45 and the 65 inside the Wexford half, right in front of the stand. And Paddy McDonald is standing in the shadow. It's a good place to stand on a warm day like today. And he has to wait because the Wexford man who went down is getting some treatment. He actually throws the ball over to Niall Hickey, who'll strike this. And you know what? Niall Hickey might fancy it from here. He could Morris Fitzgerald this one over.
Right. Yeah, he's a long way out. He'll probably keep possession, but look, in fairness to Niall Hickey, after seeing him a couple of games there, especially last year, he has that big grip on him as well as kick it. And the last 2 points we got here in this game was definitely out in the 45. We only had 21, so we need to get more opportunities like that. We've Conor Dye as well, a big kicker, and we need to get them lads on the ball and wish they don't have a pop.
Full time in Group 3 in the Tailteann Cup. Wexford 26, London 110. Carlow man fouled, free in for Carlow outside the arc on the wing. Only about 2 or 3 metres in off the left sideline as Carlow play into the Sugar Factory end in the second half. But Carlow do have a free and they just need to settle things down. They were desperately unlucky not to get a goal in the first half. 2 shots cannoning the crossbar. Wexford have got a goal in the second, that goal coming through Martin O'Connor. But Carlow looking to respond, and if they do, they'll make it a 1-point game. Or is it? Sorry, I get confused with these new rules. Would this be a 2-pointer if it went over? He's outside the arc, winding up and having a go as Conor Crowley. It won't go over. It drops in around the 20-metre line. Dumpy tries to get under it. It bounces away from him. Dumpy still after him on the second bounce. And Carlow have it in their hands. It's into the hands here of Crowley, I think. He's taken it. Rebounds away. It wasn't a leg block. The referee says no, and I think he was right. Ball comes out here to Kevin O'Grady. Carlow have been so unlucky with goal chances. Then a couple of scrambles that haven't gone their way, but one that has is on the right hand side. It's into the path here of Jamie Clark. Jamie Clark looks to put it over and he draws Jamie Clark from just outside the 13-metre line. Someone won the ball back on the far side. It was a brilliant piece of play. Got it inside to Jamie Clark and Jamie Clark kicked it over. Carlow get the score that they deserve. Wexford 112, Carlow 14 points. 49 minutes gone in this game, Maria.
Yeah, we continue to threaten that Wexford goal. We just can't get the ball over the bloody line. But really good to get something from that attack and see Jamie Clark slide it over the bar.
Brentford 2, Fulham 1, 3 minutes of injury time gone at the end of the first half there. 69 minutes gone at the London Stadium. West Ham United 0, Nottingham Forest 2. Milenkovic with the second goal there for Nottingham Forest. Still Evergreen 1, Newark 0 in the Leinster Junior Cup final going on in Bunclody. Wexford coming forward. Carlow 14 points. Wexford 112. 20 minutes to go in this game. In the hurling, Kilkenny leading by 4-12 to 10 points at half time in UPMC Nolan Park, and in Thurles. Well, you don't want to know. Well, maybe you don't. You want to know, but I certainly don't. Full-time score: Tipperary 130, Waterford 121. So Tipperary, having had a horrendous year last year, are through to the knockout stages of the All-Ireland Series, and all credit to Liam Cahill because he took an awful lot of flack, but he stuck with the team, they stuck with him, and they've got some good results so far this season, beating Clare, drawing with Limerick, and now beating Waterford. Shot comes from just outside the arc. It's on the edge, so I'm not sure if that will be a 2 or a 1. Well, he was inside the arc when he struck it. The umpire goes over to lift the flag and he's changing from yellow to white. Will it be white? Oh no, it's orange. Well, I thought that was inside the arc by the time he got the shot away, but they've given the 2-pointer, and these things are huge decisions. 51 minutes gone. Wexford 114, Carlow 14 points. Look, I know I'm beginning to sound like I'm born and bred Carlow because I'm protesting every decision, but Bernard, was that a 2 or a 1 for you?
Yeah, I think he just panicked from inside the yard when he kicked it, to be honest. The referee was right beside him, and he put his 2 hands up, so I'm not sure, if you're either in or out, but I thought he was in.
Yeah, well, his foot was in the arc when it made contact with the football.
Definitely yard inside when he kicked it.
Yeah. Okay, Owen Nolan coming forward, giving it back there to Mark Rossiter. Mark Rossiter gives it to Owen Porter. Owen Porter bounces the ball out to the wing, and taking it and going is Liam O'Connor. Liam O'Connor solos up towards the 45. So Wexford 114, Carlow 14 points. 52 minutes almost gone in this game. Remember, even if Carlow weren't to get the win today, they wouldn't be all over. Anything but, because they play Longford in a neutral venue next week, and if they win that game, they'd probably get through to the knockout stages given what they did in Fermanagh last week. Carlow have won the ball back on their own 45. They could get through today, they could guarantee their passage today with the win. Carlow launch it forward down towards the 20-metre line where it's a one-on-one battle. It's clawed outside by Crowley. Crowley tries to win it back in the break, but he's pickpocketed brilliantly by Furlong, the cornerback, and Furlong gets it out to Owen Nolan. Owen Nolan giving it there to Owen Porter. Owen Porter, is he fouled on the way out? Owen Porter is fouled on the way out. In fairness, good call by the referee, and Wexford solo and go with the free. They move it out to Martin O'Connor, the goal scorer. Martin O'Connor coming forward with his team winning by 3 points, crosses the broken white line. Dunphy following him all the way. Still Martin O'Connor goes outside on the terrace. It's a little bit loose. Mark Rossiter has it, flicks it forward with the hand, comes to O'Grady. O'Grady flips it out over the line. It's a line ball to Carlow on the far side, but O'Grady went down after making contact with one of the Carlow players after he punched the ball away. So I wonder, will the referee have a chat with Owen Morrissey, his linesman here, and change the decision, because the line ball had been given, but that might change now. David Murnan, the ref, having a chat with Owen Morrissey, his linesman.
Yeah, is that Ross that's down?
Well, it's O'Grady who's down for Wexford, yeah. So while there's a stoppage there, I'll tell you again, I'll just remind you, Tipperary 130, Waterford 121, the full-time score in Thurles. half-time in the Joe McDonagh Cup. Kildare 110, Laois 8 points. Now Kildare hurling has been growing over the last couple of years, and it's not obviously down to one person, but Brian Dowling is doing some job with that Kildare team. I watched them last year, watched them once or twice this year, and they're incredibly well drilled. What they lacked in the last couple of years maybe was just a bit of experience and a bit of intensity. They've got both of those things from summer, and they've had great managers in the past, including David Herity, who also did a good job with them. He's involved with the Tipperary backroom team now, and obviously he's doing a good job with them. Still half-time in UPMC Nolan Park. Kilkenny 4-12, Wexford 10 points. It is a Wexford free which they've taken quickly, and obviously the referee's mind was changed by whatever chat he had with the linesman there, and Wexford have it to Owen Nolan outside the 65. Owen Nolan moves it along the 65. Wexford in no rush here. 54 minutes gone of a 70-minute encounter. It is 1-14 for Wexford, 14 points for Carlow. We'll be wrapping this one up pretty quickly and heading back to UPMC Nolan Park for the remainder of the game between Kilkenny and Dublin, but we will bring you post-match reaction a little bit later on with the Carlow management and maybe one or two of the players. Coming forward now is Owen Nolan. Owen Nolan running along the 65. Dumpy tries to get him. Dumpy slips and bounces back up. I beg your pardon, it was Conor Doyle. Nolan up towards the 45. Fisted inside. A runner has appeared from nowhere. The ball bouncing up towards the 20-metre line. Taken by the Wexfordian. It's Sean Nolan. Nolan gets a shot away. Has he kicked that one wide? It goes so high we've lost sight of it. And it goes off to the keeper's left and wide. And after 54 minutes, it's Wexford 1-14. Carlow 14 points. Carlow making a change. Adam Burgess comes in. He is replacing Kyle Nolan, who has left it all out there on a very hot and warm day against very good opposition. Premier League half-time, Brentford 2, Fulham 1. 74 minutes gone at the London Stadium. West Ham 0, Nottingham Forest 2, and Leicester lead Ipswich by 1-0, but of course both of those teams have been relegated. Chelsea are the Women's FA Cup champions in England. They've beaten Manchester United by 3-0. Kick out comes from Johnny Fury. Into the middle it goes. Sean Murphy wins it for Carlow. He wins the ball when his team need him. Kicks it into the path of Bambrick. There's a bit of space for Bambrick to run into. Bambrick off the wing. Bambrick soloing up to the 20, up to the 13. Bambrick, will he just fist it over? I think he will. No, he goes! Oh! Got the crossbar again! It looked to me like maybe it bounced in behind the line. For the third time in this game, Carlow hit the woodwork, and they didn't just hit the crossbar this time. They hit the crossbar and the post. It came off the underside and hit the post and came back out. It came to purple and gold rather than the Carlow men, and unfortunately for Carlow, another goal chance gets away, and here's Robbie Brooks who takes it. Robbie Brooks down to the 20-metre line. It would be extraordinarily cruel on Carlow if Wexford were to score here. Porteous takes it, goes to ground outside the 20-metre line and wins the free in, although play is continuing. Advantage comes. Liam Coleman kicks it, and Liam Coleman draws it over, and it's a good score. Oh, that is horrendous. Oh, your luck is just not in. I think someone in the Carlow backroom team or one of the playing staff broke a mirror with the black cat. That's how bad their luck has been today. 1-15 for Wexford, 14 points for Carlow, 56 minutes gone. And if you couldn't get odds on hitting the post 3 times, and you especially couldn't get odds, and if he tried it a million times, Bambrick, to hit the underside of the crossbar and hit the post with a shot, he couldn't. But that's what happened there. They were inches away from a goal. But you know what, Bernard and Maria, they are creating the chances, aren't they?
Yeah, look, it was the first chance to hit the first 3 times. Carlow created 4 chances. Before again, I'm very happy because you definitely, with the odds you'd expect to get one of them, and at the moment they're 1-1 behind, and that's the difference. But we have to keep going, we have to keep fighting, and hopefully the last couple of minutes here, we just hope we don't get a bit leggy in fitness and catches.
Yep, coming forward now, Jack Higgins. Jack Higgins goes outside to Liam Coleman. Well, look, even if the result doesn't go their way today, Maria, they are going toe-to-toe with the team who are going up into Division 3 and a team that have been better than them in the last couple of years. So that's a really positive sign. Into the hands now of Mark Rossler. Rossler is bottled up, goes outside to Liam Coleman. Liam Coleman thinks about the shot and then goes back the way. 57 minutes gone. Wexford 1-15, Carlow 14 points. Here comes Martin O'Connor. Martin O'Connor breaks the tackle up to the D, gives it inside to Porteous. Porteous gives to Kevin O'Grady. Kevin O'Grady tries to cut inside. It gets away from him, but he regathers. He jumps into the tackle of the Carlow man, goes backwards. The shot comes, and Wexford look to get another score. Have they done so? Yes, they have. They battled for it. They worked for it. They won the break, and they took the chance. And it's Wexford 1-16, Carlow 14 points. We've got 57 minutes gone in this game, and unfortunately the kick out has gone over the line for a line ball to Wexford. So Carlow just need to steady it here. Grady takes it quickly, jumping onto this Nolan. Nolan at a good angle. Nolan inside the square. Nolan trying to get past the defender. Nolan blasts it. Good save by Fury. Comes to a purple and gold jersey, and it trickles wide off the hands of Mark Rossiter. Carlow get a little bit of luck there. It's a wide as opposed to a 45. 58 minutes gone. And it's Wexford 1-16, Carlow 14 points. Good save initially by Fury, and then a little bit of luck that the follow-up kind of cannoned off Rossiter and went off to Fury's right and wide. 116 Wexford, 14 points Carlow, 11 to go.
Yeah, with the margin going out to 5 here now, we really need to get the next score, particularly, a 2-pointer here can help swing momentum. We need to kind of get the crowd into this, the Carlow home crowd for the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes even.
The first leader was the team number 22, Conor Harvey, and then number 13,
And it's Kevin Brady coming off. That's a surprise from a Wexford point of view. He was doing quite well on the scoreboard, nearly set up that goal as well. So a bit of a surprise substitution there from Wexford, but we were very fortunate with that last goal chance.
3 minutes into the second half in Kilkenny. Kilkenny 4-14, Dublin 10 points is the latest score. And they've just started the second half in Portlaoise in the Joe McDonagh Cup. Kildare 110, Laois 9 points. So Wexford have the football. It's Owen Nolan. Bernard, what do Carlow need to do here?
Just look a little bit leggy at the minute, to be honest with you. There's a bit more pace about the Wexford team. I suppose when you have a bit of wind, sometimes as a coach you'll be looking to go route one and try and get someone big in around the square. We're after bringing in Alan Burgess there from Rathvilly. He's a big unit, so I'd probably put him in around the square and just launch score direct and see what happens. Sometimes that can create, they might be pulled back and they might go begin to hold them a little bit, but that's what I'd be doing, just trying to get a little bit more again.
If Carlow are to lose today, they'd be in very good company, because with 12 minutes to go in the All-Ireland Championship, it's Cavan 113, Mayo 12 points. That's the latest score there, down beating Clare 327 to 116 earlier on. Carlow turn it over on the far side, then they lose it, then they win it back again. Looked to me like the Carlow man was pushed as he leaned over to get the ball, and the referee agrees, and it's a free to Carlow. Comes to John Perry. John Perry, terrace side, on a sunny, warm day in Netwatch Cullen Park. He breaches the Wexford 65, goes backwards to a Carlow man who was standing right behind him, waiting for the football. Fermanagh 9 points, Longford 4 points, half time in the other game in the group going on at the moment. Comes into the path of John Murphy. John Murphy up to the Wexford 45, loops a run backwards and back towards the 65, gives it to a man just standing there. That man was Adam Burgess. Adam Burgess goes short dish to, is that Liam Brennan? Is Liam Brennan come in? I'm not sure who it was. Again, hard to see the jersey numbers. John Perry is outside the 45, kicks it into the corner. It'll be a contest won brilliantly by Borg Hughes of Wexford. Brilliant stuff from him, but the kick was a little bit loose, Maria, as Wexford come forward. We'll follow the attack, we'll follow the play. It's opened up in front of Michael Furlong. Michael Furlong over the 45, fumbles it. Michael Furlong running after the loose ball, like Carlow man gets there, and Furlong failed to make the final furlong there, which was good for Carlow. That's handled on the ground and a free out for Carlow just outside the 45. Well, they were lucky that Michael Furlong broke through there, was opening up for him, he fumbled the ball, lost it. Carlow kicked it out along the ground along the 45. It was handled on the ground by Robbie Brooks, and it's a free out to Carlow, but Carlow are making a change, so the free hasn't been taken yet. John Murphy going off, and coming in is Paddy Regan and Tim Lyman. We've got it, 61 minutes gone. Wexford 116, Carlow 14 points is the latest score.
Yeah, and I see Conor Doyle is lining this up already. I would say, it depends how far this 50 metres is great. Just 2 yards, 3 yards maybe outside the 45. He's putting it on the floor. Is it in his locker, Bernard?
Yeah, definitely 100%. I've seen him at this before, so it depends how sweetly he kicks it. It's a long way out, but there is that bit of a breeze, and hopefully he'll get a score and that'll go forward between them and into the final stages.
Conor Doyle outside the 45, about 15, 20 metres in off the left sideline, stand side, shuffles up to it, kicks it left footed. It's arrowing towards the post. I think it's just veering off. He was desperately unlucky, but Carlow are still in this with 8 to go. Wexford 116, Carlow 14 points.
Yeah, we're going to need a big finish here from the Carlow lads, and they just look a little bit flat on their feet at the moment. It's going to take a huge shift to kind of just turn over the next 2 or 3 Wexford kick. It's kind of interesting to see what sort of a press here now they put on this. They look to be going a 3-3, huddled in the middle of the park then as well, with no real defined going man on man.
And scoring difference might count for something when everything is totted up in the group, so a bit like rugby, you can lose and get a bonus point. There's no official bonus point, but it's kind of like getting a bonus point if you only lose by a few points in these kind of games. Although if they beat Longford next week, they won't need favours from anywhere else, and scoring difference won't matter too much, I don't think. Maybe it will for seeding. We'll get to that when we come to it. Coming to it now is Jack Higgins. He's inside the square. Jack Higgins throws it over with the fist, and it's a good score by him. Wexford playing with a bit of pace now. Wexford 117, Carlow 14 points, and we've got 7 minutes to go.
Yeah, I think we're seeing Wexford experience now probably shining through. They're definitely getting their scores a lot easier. They're able to put on the I suppose the burners there and leave some of the guys a little bit behind them as well when they are attacking.
Cavan 114, Mayo 12 points, 7 minutes to go in that game. in the hurling. Kilkenny cruising at the moment against Dublin, although Dublin have just got a goal. 42 minutes gone. Kilkenny 4-14, Dublin 1-10. That's live now on KCLR's Kilkenny frequency. Tipperary beating Waterford by 8 points, 9 points, I beg your pardon, earlier on in the Munster Senior Hurling Championship at 4 o'clock. It's Cork against Limerick. And the Joe McDonagh, Kildare 2-12, Laois 1-9. 41 minutes gone in that game. Wow, Kildare, what a season they're having. They're looking for a third Joe McDonagh Cup win, having never won one before this season. Now, they haven't always been in it, but they're back in it this year and they're going well. We're missing nothing here. Carlow have a free, which they kick back into midfield, and Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy chips it out to the right hand side, running onto the Carlow man just inside the 65. It's Paddy McDonald who scoops a hand pass over to the terrace side. Carlow breaching the 45 on the wing. They possibly need a goal. Dumpy turns in it. Dumpy running after the ball. It's on the ground. Dumpy inside the 13. Tight angle. Dumpy has a look. Outside the square. Goal! Dumpy shifting it onto the left. Drove it low across the goalkeeper and into the back of the net, and it's a 3-point game with 6 to go. Wexford 117, Carlow 114, and it's Ross Dunphy who gets the goal.
And like literally out of nowhere, picked the ball up, weaved in and just slotted it to, like totally against the run of play at the moment. It nearly kind of fallen into a bit of a boring atmosphere. The game looked to be nearly done and dusted, but Ross Dunphy stepped up and slotted it over.
Fantastic goal. Paddy Regan in the far side had that pace. He looked up, hit with the right foot into his country. He never beat him, and he turned and ran up to get the ball, and just he kept it going hard. Fantastic goal. That's just Carlow needed the energy to play again.
Darragh Brooks with the kick out. Can Carlow win the possession here and get another score, whether it's a 1, 2 or 3 pointer? Ball goes up in the air. Ross Dunphy chasing after it again. He was excellent in Enniskillen last week. He's claiming it's a Carlow ball. Old Morrissey is pointing down towards the Carlow goal, so it's a Wexford line ball. But there's a Carlow man down between the 65s, and it's between the 65s where that line ball will be taken on the far side, but we'll delay it for a moment because there's a Carlow man down. So it's Carlow 114, Wexford 117, 5 minutes to go in this game, brought to you on KCLR by Dan Morrissey and Co. And it's exciting stuff here. Kilkenny 4-15, Dublin 1-10, 44 minutes gone in UPMC, Nolan Park. Limerick 2 points, Cork no score, 1 minute gone in that game between the All-Ireland finalists elect, according to Manny, but I think Kilkenny will have something to say about that. 43 minutes gone in the Joe Mack, Kildare 2-12, Laois 1-10. Earlier on in the Leinster Junior Ladies Football Final, Louth 2-8, Carlow 1-7. In the football, it's now Cavan 1-15, Mayo 12 points, 5 minutes to go in that game. In the other game in this group, we told you a few minutes ago, but just in case you missed it, Fermanagh 9 points, Longford 4 points. In the Premier League, we will update you on the score when I can get my laptop going again. You're missing nothing here, by the way. I think the Carlow man is back up and running, so he's okay. And we will continue with the Wexford line ball. It's still West Ham 0, Nottingham Forest 2. 5 minutes to go there, and Brentford 2-1 up against Fulham at half time. Wexford boom a ball down towards the 20-metre line. It's taken by Robbie Brooks. Robbie Brooks is inside the Carlow half, fumbles it, regathers it outside the arc, has a man inside. That man is Mark Rossiter, but he completely put too much on that. And John Perry rescues it for Carlow, and Carlow come down the left-hand side looking for something, looking to chip away at that Wexford lead, or even draw the game level if they could get a goal. I know I'm asking for a lot there. Paddy Regan kicks it out to the right hand side. Carlow collected between the 65s, fist it down the line, taken by a Carlow man with his back to the Wexford goal. He goes back inside here to Conor Troley. Conor Troley moves it out to Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy inside the 45. Sean Murphy is overcarried again, and I think he got it wrong. Did he?
It's hard to see where he got it at. Like we spoke about this last week. His steps are so big.
Yeah.
Really harsh call though, and yeah, it looked like we were going to go on and tag on at least a point there. So disappointing. Like I'd love to see that on a replay again.
Bernard, what do you think?
Yeah, it's just a play to play. It has the luxury of taking a long steps.
Yeah. Well, he's obviously got a bee in his bonnet about it. And look, come here. He's close to the play, and if Sean is taking too many steps, he's taking too many steps. But I just thought it was a little bit harsh on that occasion. Anyway, Wexford have it. Play is continued. Wexford, if they can get a score here to make it a 4-point game, turning and twisting is Sean Nolan. Sean Nolan overcarries. To be fair to David Murnan, he is consistent and he blows up the Wexford man, and Carlow get it going. They kick it to Conor Crowley. He's between the 65s. Fists it down the line to Ross Dunphy, who'll take on Owen Porter. Ross Dunphy over the 45, inside the Wexford half, on the wing, brings it inside, has plenty of options along that 45, squeezes it down the line, and it's the wrong option, and it's intercepted by Jack Higgins. He had so many other options. He tried to be too clever with it. In fairness to Ross Dunphy, he goes back after the wins the ball back off Jack Higgins. Unfortunately, it then breaks again for Jack Higgins. Jack Higgins up to the 45. The players are getting tired and they're making mistakes, and that's understandable on a day like today, especially given the intensity out there. Liam Coleman has it. Liam Coleman kicks it over to Porrick Hughes. 2 minutes to go and Wexford by 3. Can Porrick Hughes extend that lead for Wexford? He winds up, he has a go. Porrick Hughes puts it high in the sky. It looks to me like it's going over. Maybe it's veered off. It hasn't. It's gone over off the boot of Porrick Hughes, and it's a 4-point game. 68-26 on the clock. Wexford 118, Carlow 114.
Really, it's only 2 scores, so we're quite capable of kicking those 2 pointers, but we need to get possession there for the kick out.
Fury launches the kick out to the wing. It's fumbled out over the line by Rory Martin. It's a line ball to Carlow just inside their 65. 37 minutes gone in the other game in the group for Mana 11, Longford 4. Wexford 118, Carlow 114. We're almost into the last minute, but as Bernard Horahan has just told you, we will have a bit more time to play here because there's a few injuries. Sean Murphy kicks it down towards the 20-metre line. Carlow man out in front. That Carlow man is Conor Crowley. What's he got here? Conor Crowley has an option presenting himself to it, but Crowley kicks it from the 20-metre line, and this time, and finally the woodwork works for Carlow. It goes in off the post. It was a good shot. I think it was Conor Crowley, and it's a 3-point game again. Last minute of the game. Wexford 118, Carlow 115.
Yeah, Sean Murphy just looked up, sprayed the ball out to Conor Crowley, and he slotted over the bar. Really good team score there. And look, this kick out now is huge. We can get a break and get attack in and play it fast. Let's see what's left in this Wexford team.
The woodwork owed Carlow one there, Bernard, didn't it? And finally it went in off the woodwork as opposed to out off the woodwork. Anyway, the goalkeeper takes the kick out. It's fantastically fetched by Niall Hughes. Niall Hughes runs down the right hand side. It's Dylan Furlong. Dylan Furlong up to the 20-metre line. Mikey Bambrick in hot pursuit knocks the ball away from Furlong, but Furlong, much to his credit, regathers. Comes back to Niall Hughes. Niall Hughes has it in around the 20-metre line, and he fists it back outside the 45. Porrick Hughes kicks it back between the 65s. 4 minutes of injury time to be played here, and we've just started that 4 minutes of injury time. So 4 minutes to be played here of injury time, and Wexford leading by 3, but it might be 4 as Jack Higgins comes forward, gives it outside. Can Wexford get a shot off? They seem happy enough to hold on to the ball. It's Sean Nolan. Remember, they don't have to rush it here. They just have to keep the ball. Sometimes that's a lot easier said than done. Calling for it in the middle is Niall Hughes. Niall Hughes gets it outside the 45 in plenty of space. Niall Hughes carries it forward. Niall Hughes not interested in a 2-pointer, but he is interested in a 1-pointer, and Niall Hughes kicks it over. Good score for the Tailteann Aaron man, his first of the game, and it remains Wexford in front, but they've extended that lead. Wexford 119, Carlow 115, with 44 seconds of the 4 minutes of injury time gone. Paddy MacDonald receives it. Paddy MacDonald fists it back outside to the wing. Carlow need to build back up the park. Remember, a couple of 2-pointers might do them here. They've also shown in this championship so far that they've got the goal touch. They've been unlucky not to get more than one today. Coming forward is Paddy Regan. More than one so far, I should say. Is that Mikey Bambrick on the far side, bringing it up towards the 45, brings it up towards that Wexford 45, gives it inside to Liam Gavin. Liam Gavin loops it off to Conor Crowley. Conor Doyle. The Connor's confusing me. Conor Doyle outside the 45, fists it outside to the wing where a runner meets it. He brings it forward, bounces the ball inside the D, and then it's fisted into the pack of Nolan, who intercepted it. And it was, you could see what he was trying to do, but he just showed too much of it to the Wexford defence, and now Wexford carry it out. Carlow, can they get the ball back? They need scores. They're 4 behind, and we've got just over 2 minutes of injury time left, but it looks like Wexford will add to their lead here as Dylan Furlong comes forward. Dylan Furlong fists it inside the Carlow 45 on the wing, bringing it up towards the D is Conor Carty. Conor Carty goes back outside and passes to his teammate. Now presenting himself forward is Martin O'Connor. Martin O'Connor up to the 20-metre line. It gets away from O'Connor, breaks inside the square where a Wexford man has it. He gives it off. It's a shot and it goes over the crossbar. Well, that would have ended it for certain. Actually, it's gone wide. So Carlow just about hanging on in there. How he kicked that one wide, I'm not so sure. Again, easy to say from up here, not easy to do when you're down there, but an inter-county player would have expected to score that. Wexford 119, Carlow 115, and we've got 2 minutes and 15 seconds gone at the 4 minutes of injury time. Carlow very, very close, still in this one, still hanging on in there. Some of the players are leaning over and breathing quite heavily. I wonder, is that more an injury thing than a fitness thing for Kieran Moran? Obviously, he's had a bit of injury. Let's hope he's okay. Let's hope he can drive on, and the rest of them as well. Ball comes to Paddy Regan. Paddy Regan is outside the 45, pasted up the line. Carlow looking to work it through. It's Conor Crowley. He's got a long way to go, and he's facing a wall of purple and gold, but he goes backwards, and Carlow keep the possession. Now it's kicked out to Colin Byrne. The Rathvilly man takes and bursts off the mark. Colin Byrne between the 65s. Solos up towards the Wexford 65, up towards the Wexford 45, out towards John Perry, who's just outside the arc. John Perry approaching the D. John Perry kicks the ball and kicks it over the crossbar. Brilliant brilliant score and a 3-point game. 1 minute to go. Wexford 119, Carlow 116. Carlow probably need a goal, but that was an excellent score by John Perry to get them back to within 3.
Yeah, a really nice score by John. Like, he seems just a complete and utter all-rounder footballer. Can do the defending, can do the high fielding, and then he's just slotted over a lovely point as well. So, look, I think we need to do a massive press here on this kick-out, and we need to turn this over.
Dara Brooks, the goalkeeper for Wexford, kicks it out to his right. It's going to drop in around the stand side. John Perry is up and catches it. Doesn't get it cleanly, but does enough to get it back to Conor Crowley. Carlow probably need a goal. They've got 25 seconds left. They know that, so they don't rush the point shot. They kick it out to the wing. It's collected by the runner. He brings it up to the 20-metre line. He's running into a bit of a crowd. Loops it off to Ross Dunphy, who's already got 1 goal. Dunphy into the square. Dunphy has to be a penalty. It has to be a penalty. Ross Dunphy goes down inside the square. The referee has his arm up, but when he changes his mind, he will do the right thing and have a word with the umpires. So Carlow have definitely a free, but possibly a penalty. Dunphy was inside the square when he went down, but was he fouled outside? In fairness to David Murnan, the referee, he's doing the right thing. This is a huge call. Carlow are 3 points down. We've got 10 seconds over the 4 minutes, a lot of time played, but they may get a penalty, and they do get a penalty. Carlow have a penalty to get the draw. Brilliant work from Ross Dunphy. And taking the penalty is Conor Doyle. So Conor Doyle against Dara Brooks. Conor Doyle to rescue a draw for Carlow.
He would have gotten one last week against Fermanagh, didn't he?
Conor Doyle against Dara Brooks at the Sugar Factory end. And what a sweet ending this would be for Carlow if they were to score the penalty. It's possibly the last kick of the game. Conor Doyle up against Dara Brooks. Conor Doyle blasts it to the back of the net, and Carlow are all fair. Carlow 216, Wexford 119. The referee, I'm looking at him, I don't think he's gone the full time whistle. If he has, you wouldn't have heard it because it's so loud here in Carlow. Wexford may get one last chance because the kick out will be taken by Dara Brooks, but I wonder is it one of those ones where the whistle will be blown when the ball is in the air, and if it is, I think a lot of programmes in Carlow hats will fly into the air with the ball. Dara Brooks takes the kick out. It's full time, and Carlow get the draw against Wexford. Last year they lost by 23 points to Wexford. This year they end all square. Carlow 216, Wexford 119, and Martina